Depends on what you plan to do on your sabbatical and what you actually do. I had planned to do some work, some writing, and then Confessing the Beatitudes came out, and I ended up doing a lot of traveling. So I was actually really tired by the time I came back from the sabbatical. I think for a lot of faculty, sabbatical is a way to regroup and to rethink where they are, to work on some projects they've wanted to work on for a while. You know, students don't realize it takes a lot of time to prepare for classes. It takes a lot of time to grade. It takes a lot of time to counsel students. Faculty are also required to be on committees of their schools, and that's a lot of work in addition to all of that. And the teaching and the committee work means that it makes it that much harder to write. I mean, it really does take an effort to write at all.
Right.
You know, and sometimes I know faculty that get up at 5 in the morning to write 3 pages a day and then put it down because that's all they can do.
Yeah.
You know, 3 pages a day. But it takes a lot of work to do. It takes a lot of work to do. So the sabbatical gives you a chance to do some of that work, to put some of that work out there, and to have some time just to sleep.
Yeah.
To sleep and to think and to renew yourself. Because this is a long journey. This being in the academy is good, hard work, but it's a long journey.
Right.
So,
last question. Part of what we want to do here is that among the students that we have in the AUC community, there are those that have this dream of creation, creative writing, perhaps. What advice would you give to anybody out there that would like to do what you've done, and that is to somehow write? Well, is there something fundamental you could give them?
I think the first thing is write. There's no such thing as a writer that develops by dreaming about it. Okay. The way you become a writer is by writing. Okay. And the more you write, the better you get at it. Yeah. So write as often as you can. Write blogs, write journals. One of the things that helped me a ton when I was working on my dissertation was Julia Cameron's book, The Artist's Way. Okay. It was fabulous because it forced me to write every day, 3 pages a day, just longhand getting it out of my system. I still do that. Right. Actually, I do it on the web now on something called 750words.com.
Is that yours?
No, it's somebody else's. Okay. Buster Benson is the guy who put it up, and you can go to 750words.com. You can sign in using Google. There are little badges to kind of egg you along to do different things. Oh, wow. And you can it'll just tell you when you've gotten to 750 words every day. And that's just a way to get it out of your system. You can also print pages if you get an idea coming out of that. You can print those pages and save them as PDFs, so you can go back and look at them and say, okay, I really want to follow up on that. Right. But write. Read. You can't be a good writer if you're not a good reader. When I was writing my dissertation, one of the publishers that was working with us said, read a novel. The best writers in the world are novelists because they get a point across, they get a point across well. Read. Read writers. Annie Lamont's Bird by Bird, fabulous book on writing. Okay. I recommend it to everybody that's looking to write. Look at people that look at questions of style. Joseph Williams' series of books on style, Towards Clarity and Grace, have been absolutely essential, especially for academic writers, because we're never trained to be clear. And Joseph Williams just really helps you to think about what does it mean to write in a way that is clear. So that if you have a teacher that's handed you back something that this is unclear, I'm not sure what you mean by that, you can go back and look at the Williams book, and he'll give you some exercises to help clarify how you write, so that your writing can be heard and understood in a way and received for what it is. And I would say just keep writing. Just write. Go to places where people that publish books. Yeah. If you know, in my field, that would be Society of Biblical Literature and American Academy of Religion's national meeting. But every society, every discipline has its national meeting. You know, where the publishers all gather, and they're always looking for the next big book idea. Yeah. Go see what people have written. Go look it over. Go look on a publisher's website and see what a book proposal looks like. Okay. You know, I have a friend who's self-published through Amazon. There's absolutely nothing wrong with self-publishing through Amazon, and you can even get it available on Kindle. Right. Yeah, I've seen that. You know, and I've seen people publish stuff through their blog, get feedback, and then rewrite it, and then self-publish on Amazon and get it out there. Okay. You know, so I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Go for it. It just means discipline. Writing is a very solitary act, and if you're an extrovert, it can be very hard to do. Right. But do it. Okay.
I know I said it was the last question, but I'm going to cheat here. You give them a moment to think about this, but what you can either do one of several things here. What's your favorite thing that you've read, or what are you reading now, or what would you recommend?
Oh my gosh, what's my favorite thing that I've read, or what am I reading now, or what would I recommend? Let's see, what am I reading? I am looking for a new novel. I'm trying to get through Parting the Waters. I've never been a big fan of history, but I'm bound and determined to read Taylor Branch's books because I live in the Deep South and I need to know this history. My family is West Indian, and I don't really come out of that history. So being at ITC in particular and reading Taylor Branch, it's all very, very live when you see things about Gardner Taylor, and so now we have the archives there.
Yeah.
And this was some old person back in the day for me, but to read about this person and his life, to read what John Williams did, that was very, very, that's been interesting for me.
Yeah.
I read Room recently by Emma McDonough. I loved that book. I've read, what was the other book I read last Christmas that was really fun? Well, I've read the whole Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series. I just loved those. Yeah. Those were great fun. Yeah. And I like the books better than the movie, as is often the case. Right. Because she's more compassionate. The books give you more of an insight into her inner psyche and how much of a full human being she is. But the movies kind of make her a bit two-dimensional for me. I recently listened to The Adventures of Tom Sawyer.
Really?
Yes, on Audible when I was driving somewhere. And that was, I had forgotten, how funny that is. Yeah. And also how ahead of its day it was. For all of the N language that is all the way through the book, it's not used in a derogatory sense, but it is used simply as Huck Finn's manner of speech. Right. And it's fascinating. Yeah. It's fascinating how far ahead of his time Mark Twain was. I've recently read The Help. Okay. I actually liked The Help. Mm-hmm. I understand the controversy about it. I haven't seen the film. But I really think it's an important book. And as one of my friends said, I think it's an important book more for white women even than for black women. Right. Because it's an important book for white women to see who they have been in the Deep South and the ways in which they have interacted with other women. Right. With other women of color. Right. In the Deep South. I mean, so I think it's a very important book in that respect. So I've been reading a lot of fiction recently. So that's been fun. Good.
Well, Dr. Aymer, thank you so very much.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.